Guys, I'm sure you guys have seen the news today, right? I'm sure you guys have seen it. So 2K has been dropping the info, and they dropped a blog post for their gameplay enhancements. And I'm going to go through this blog post and give my thoughts on the things that is said through this blog post live. And you'll tell me in the comment section whether you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. Now, let's get to it. Very excited for this. The gameplay enhancements. NBA 2K23's gameplay has a bevy of new improvements to complement any skill set. Flex on the rim, finesse your way to the rack, and experience more authentic animations. Now, in that sentence right there, they're lying. They're lying. They don't have the stuff to fit skill sets. They saying that to get you to buy the game. We all know that. This is marketing right here. This is marketing 101. What they really mean is we have a new way of you to be a robot. That's what we have. We have a new way to make what they call the meta. Okay, now let's go on. NBA 2K23 is nearly here, and it features gameplay enhancements that elevate that competitive intensity in all facets. The main pillar for us this year can be summed up with one word: authenticity. The team worked hard to create as much parity as possible in on-court gameplay between current and new gen. Below, we've detailed all there is to know about the updates coming in the latest iteration of NBA 2K franchise. The offensive gameplay, let's see. The defense was a point of emphasis in last year's game, but NBA 2K23 is so jam-packed with new features and upgrades on the offensive end of the floor that it's a perfect starting point. That sentence is a lie. They said defense was a point of emphasis in last year's game. What game did they play? Did they play the 2K22 next gen that I played? Because if they say defense was a point of emphasis in that game, then we are in a heap of trouble come this year. We are in a heap of trouble come this year. If last year was defensive point of emphasis, we are cooked this year, so we could just forget about it. Okay, on. I'm sorry. NBA 2K22 was a banner year for perimeter players. Small guards had a slew of advantages over their taller counterparts, and outside shooting reigned supreme in online matches. Thinking about how we could bring more authenticity to our game, we looked at how virtual games were playing out compared to real life NBA, and it was clear that we needed to give more love to slashers who love to finish at the rim. This meant expanding the tools for attacking the basket. So of course, now slashers are about to be the king of the jungle. Slashers going to take their turn of king of the jungle. Y'all get ready. They upgraded to Pro Stick, the most obvious upgrade in the addition of new gesture combos to the Pro Stick. Internally, we refer to the new mechanics as double throws, flicking the Pro Stick in the direction, letting it go back to center, then quickly moving the Pro Stick back in the same direction, and switchbacks, flicking the Pro Stick in the direction, letting it center, then quickly moving the Pro Stick in the opposite direction. These new gestures introduced a lot of new weapons for both shooting and ball handling. Flex on the rim. This is talking about the dunking. For dunking, the metered skill dunks from 2K22 return, but the new commands allow us to expand the dunking controls to let you dunk exactly how you want without accidentally firing off a skill dunk you weren't expecting. When driving to the basket with the sprint trigger held, the new Pro Stick control maps for the dunk as follows. So essentially, they're going through this list and they're going to allow you to control your dunk now. But kind of like they did in previous 2Ks, and then they kind of snatched it away, and now they're bringing it back as a new feature, Because I remember back in the old 2Ks, up was the safe dunk, left was the flashy dunk, right was the reverse dunk, or right was... What type of dunk was right? Right was something else, and then down was like a reverse dunk. Now they kind of, upgraded it or whatever. You can always check out the blog and read it for yourself. We're just going through it myself. You'll notice with this new map, you have control over rim hangs. For new gen, we taken that control to an all new level with physics-based simulated rim hangs. This is an incredibly entertaining and wonderful complex piece of tech that's been put in development for a couple of years now. It allows you to control when and how you hang on a rim after a dunk. The controls are simple. Use one of the new rim hang dunk gestures mentioned above when driving towards the hoop, but keep the sprint trigger held when the player gets their hands on a rim. You'll hang indefinitely as long as you keep the trigger held, and you can use the left stick to adjust the momentum of your swinging body and the right stick to pull yourself up on the rim. This is all done through physical simulation as opposed to canned animations. It looks and feels amazing. It is one of the most fun things to do in the city. But watch out for text if you hang on a rim too long in NBA games. Okay, so they're telling us that the new style of flexing, and when the slashers get done bodying somebody, they can hang on a rim and taunt now. Now it's going to another aspect to piss you off. That's all that is. It's gonna piss you off, and because somebody gonna do it, and they're gonna do it real good. Now they claim it's gonna be technicals in NBA games, which means in career you won't be able to hang that long. But hey, when you're coming to the rec or the park, you'll be able to hang as long as you want. And just hang up there the whole possession. Why don't you? Finesse your way to the rack. For slashers who want to finish with a little more finesse, double throw gestures are used for hop step layups, while switchback gestures are used for euro step and cradle layups, which feels very natural. A simple hold left or right will perform an all new set of quick scoop layups. These are great, especially for small guards who want to quickly flip the ball up and around defenders before they can react and block the shot. For bigger and stronger players, you'll also experience a lot of new contact layup content that properly shows what should happen when players like Giannis plow through everyone in their path. In addition, we've added several new layup packages for both new gen and current gen, including Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, Allen Iverson, Magic Johnson, Nikola Jokic, Zach LaVine, John Morant, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, and more. For post players, double throws can be used for post drop steps and hop steps. Hop shots, switchback gestures will give you shimmy shots and hooks. There are a bunch of new signature post shots and hooks to choose from this year as well. What I got from all of that is clearly what's going to happen this year is that the pro stick is going to be used more of an advantage now for people, which means now we're going to have to learn, for those of us who want to keep our game at the same level or elevate it to a different level, we're going to have to learn how to use the pro stick. Which is a little bit difficult because back in the day, that's kind of was the difference between live and 2K for me, was that 2K was more pro stick oriented, but then you just kind of got away from it, and then you got looked at as like a robot when you used the pro stick when everybody else was using just X or square depending on your system. And now we're here. So we're gonna have to use some pro sticks. It's gonna be some pro stick work going on. Now, combine mesmerizing skill moves. Dribbling in NBA 2K has taken on a life of its own and has become a sort of game within a game. Ball handlers are going to enjoy comboing up in 2K23 as the new gesture combos give you even more options for your arsenal. Switchback gestures will now perform dedicated signature dribble cross hezzy and cross combo moves that you can assign as part of your move and crossover signature package, which has grown from 15 options to 28. Learning the speed of your stick throws and the timing of your signature animations is especially important now. You can chain your player's normal signature sizes by rocking a pro stick back and forth rhythmically. Rapid double throws will give you the aforementioned new combos. And flicking the pro stick back and forth repeatedly will give you a whole different set of animations called signature combos that look incredible. Another major dribbling change is the introduction of attacking size ups. One of the things we wanted to improve with dribbling in NBA 2K was that while the size up moves looked cool, they weren't very useful. The new attacking size ups provide a lot more side to side movement and are much better at forcing the defense to drop shift and allowing you to bait them one way then attack the other, something all great ball handlers do as well in real life. While it's fun to clown your opponents with a flurry of flashy dribbles, we don't want to encourage players to dribble the entire shot clock out while their teammates fall asleep. Energy will deplete much quicker when spamming too many moves together, so it's important to be efficient and not play with your food too long. There's a long list of size ups to learn on paper, but they're all very simple and fairly natural in practice. Jump into 2K, use freestyle practice to play around with different stick throw timings, and you'll get the hang of it after a few minutes. Dribbling. You see how they said in that post they're going to try to do something about it and fatigue the ball handlers from doing it? You and I know that is both a lie. We both know that's a lie. We all know that's just the selling point. That's to get people to buy the game because they're saying, wow, you can't dribble cheese anymore. They said the same thing last year. Then all of a sudden, handles for days came a thing. And if you got handles for days on Gold to Hall of Fame, you can just do the same thing. They're never going to get rid of that. They're never going to get rid of it. Until they show me they get rid of it, they're never going to get rid of it. And even when they get rid of it, Twitter's going to be on fire. Twitter's going to be on fire. All the guards going to be complaining, I can't get open, I can't get my moves right, all of this other stuff, and then they're going to nerf it and nerf it and nerf it. And next thing you know, we're back to square one. We know how this goes. Whatever. Adrenaline boosts. Another new feature to prevent over dribbling is the concept of adrenaline boost. There are three available boosts per player per possession, shown as three small bars under the stamina meter. Boosts are consumed every time you perform a hard go or an explosive sprint launch. Once your three boosts are gone, you'll notice that your speed and acceleration decrease significantly for the remainder of the possession. As with dribble combos, it is important to play smart basketball and be efficient with your movement rather than zigzagging back and forth aimlessly trying to get around the defense. Once again, they're doubling down on the cap. Letting you know that they're going to have this adrenaline boost type thing or whatever it is, whatever it's called. You know, they're doubling down on the cap, essentially. Which all that means is the moves probably are going to be more overpowered now, to where now within them three boosts that they say, you're going to be able to get cooked. I mean, flat out cooked. So, hey, whatever. More authentic shooting. Shooting also gets some nice upgrades for 2K23. In 2K22, success from outside was heavily weighted toward coverage. If you could get an open look, you could balance out poor ratings and inaccurate timing. This year, we wanted a more authentic shooting model that captures the essence of a great NBA shooter's capabilities. The first major change is the addition of shooting attributes. Since the inception of signature jump shots in NBA 2K basketball, animations have been more or less aesthetic but functionally the same. This year, each signature jump shot has unique shooting stats that help determine its effectiveness. Shot speed, how quickly the shot gets to ideal release point. Release height, how high the shot is released. Defensive immunity, how effective the shot is against defensive contests. And timing impact, adjust shot windows to reward good timing at the cost of an increased penalty for bad timing. We're also adding a huge number of shot animations to choose from, over double the amount of any previous version of 2K, and they're much more accurate to each player's real life jumper. For my player, shot animations will be gated by shooting ratings, so you'll have to play around with all the options to figure out what works best for you and your skill set and playing style. We're looking forward to seeing a lot more variety in the community SIG shot selection with this next evolution of shots. I'm trying to figure out, why do 2K think adding more animations is going to make their game better? Are they blind to YouTube? Do they not know, like, YouTube and the power of the YouTube and the power of the 2K community YouTube? Have they never heard of 2K Lab? They never heard of that? Do they not know that you can add as many animations you want in this game? That individuals out there are going to go through all of them and then let the whole community know which ones work, and that's how we get to this same spot here where we've been at, where everybody's going to be using the same jumper. Now, instead of everybody using the same jumper based off height, now you just know the 6'3" guards that's considered smalls now in 2K, the 6'3" players, most of them gonna have the same shot. The 6'5" or 6'4" to 6'9" players are gonna have the same shot. Or 6'5" to 6'9", I believe, is gonna have the same shot. And then the 6'10" and higher are gonna have the same shot. So now instead of the guards and the small forwards shooting the same jumper, it's just gonna be all the guards shoot the same. All the point guards gonna shoot the same jumper. All the shooting guards and small forwards gonna shoot the same jumper. And then all the big men gonna shoot the same jumper. Come on now. Come on. Shot meters and feedback. There are also 5 new shot meters to choose from, with 15 more that can be unlocked through seasons over the coming year. Some big, some small, some above the head, some to the side, and some below the shooter. Each meter completely fills to the end, which is your ideal release point. These empties on the late side of a la 2K17 through 20. The new shot meter options were common asks from the community, so we're sure everyone will find an option they like and then some. You'll also notice a subtle change to how shot feedback works this year. We use shot arcs to help indicate whether you're early high arc, late flat arc, or on time ideal arc. So by paying attention, you can easily tell right away if your release is off. Also, with the shot feedback enabled, we're delaying the timing / coverage overlay and the green release animations from coming up until the ball hits the basket. It's a small change, but it really brings back some of the drama that the green lights sometimes lack. Also encourages everyone to continue to play through possession rather than giving up and getting back in transition early. That sounds good. That sounds like a really, really good addition. Question is, how will the community react to it? And if the community starts to cry about it, you know what that means. It ain't gonna be there no more. Facilitate the offense. For the playmakers out there, you'll find some new tools at your disposal as well. The lead to basket pass makes it return to new gen so that it works the same way as current gen, allowing you to simply press and hold the Y triangle to get your receiver to cut to the basket and release the button to throw the pass. Another alternative is the new spot up pass mechanic. If you press and hold circle, B or circle, the receiver you're pointing at with the left stick will perform a quick V or flare cut to get open on the perimeter. It's a very useful, quick hitting play to get an open look when you don't have time to run a full blown play for your teammate. My players can also equip the signature passing style to mimic some of the best floor generals of all time, including Steph, Magic, Jason Williams, LeBron, and more. Whether you prefer to drive the lane and back defenders down to the post or spot up from behind the arc, NBA 2K23 offers a wide variety of tools that cater to your offensive game plan. All of that just sounds like stuff you can do with computers. You're not going to tell a user to cut to the basket or fake cut. So those are all for when you're playing with computers, not a defensive gameplay. As always, defense remains a huge priority for the gameplay team. We all know that offensive upgrades in the world don't make for a fun game if there are no counters to stop them. So let's talk about some of the great enhancements on the other end of the floor. It's so much cap in the beginning of the paragraph. Whatever. Shot defense received a nice overhaul for 2K23. Up until last year, we used a simple shot defense calculation that looked at 2 specific points: the location of the defender when the shot started and the proximity to the ball at release. It worked well, but also had its shortcomings. If the defender's hand or arm moved slightly in a bad position right at the point of the shot release calculation, you could get a bad coverage score, even though it looked like a very good contest. This year, we've created a system that evaluates the defensive player's contesting hand throughout a window of shooting motion. These larger sample set provides way more accurate results and helps line up the coverage numbers to what players expect based on what they see happening on screen. Cap. On-ball defense. For the floor game, on-ball defense movement and body ups received a major refresh with new content that more accurately depicts today's one-on-one player interactions. You'll also notice a new indicator of the ball handler winning guarding position. This is the new defensive shading mechanic. The 3 bars on the indicator represents 3 zones: straight up, shade left, shade right. The zone that the defender is in, shown in red. If the ball the zone the defender's in is shown in red. If the ball handler attempts to attack the red lane, they'll get cut off, lose a dribble, or fumble the ball. Great defenders can anticipate where the ball handler is attacking and will now be more clearly rewarded for it. The shading system works for both on-ball defenders guarding the perimeter as well as posts, and does a good job of communicating to both the offense and the defense why collisions resolve the way that they do. Well, we all know for the post, everybody's defensive position should always be towards the baseline, because we all know every big man in 2K, I shouldn't say every, sorry, that's going to categorize people. The majority of the big men in 2K have what you would like to call a drop step. So we all know they're going to the baseline. We all know they're going to go baseline. They're going to spin baseline or drop step baseline. That's what they do. So post players, just guard the baseline. As far as the on-ball defense for perimeter players, most guards show their hand. They show which side they like to shoot from. Sit on that side. Shot blocking. Shot blocking has been refined quite a bit this year as well. With NBA 2K22, we made a huge effort to improve block targeting and give players the ability to deter any shot that comes into the paint. That's cap. For NBA 2K23, blocks have been tuned to a more realistic level, leading to much more predictable outcomes, with the right players making appropriate stops when timing their block attempts well. No more small guards pulling off LeBron James level chase down blocks like last year. You'll also notice a distinct improvement in ball security for good dunkers. Why was that even an option? Why was small guards pulling off LeBron James level chase down blocks? Why was that even past testing? You see what I'm saying here? It doesn't make sense. In the past, it was always risky trying to pull off tomahawks and back scratchers with defenders even remotely nearby. We've made some changes to encourage good dunkers to use greater repertoire of dunk packages. Feel the reward of highlight reel dunks with significant takeover boost in the right situations without fear of always getting the ball knocked out on the way up. The shot blocking system also now contains flyby blocks. When closing out on the late perimeter shooters, the flybys will do a better job trying to get a hand up while preventing defenders from slamming into the shooter and sending them to the line. So in other words, what I got from that sentence there is that now a player is going to be able to do some boof, straight up boof in the paint. I mean, we going to come in there with the Zion heel dunks, and then ain't going to be no blocking. Ooh, 2K23, man. Steals and ball strips. Ball strips are new and improved this year with tons of new content and better coverage. So if you're a smaller defender with quick hands can be just as effective as in slowing down slashes as bigs in the paint as a good shot blocker. We've also added fail strip contact layups to make sure defender steal inputs are respected instead of getting ignored. When the ball does get knocked loose by a block or a steal, you'll see greatly improved sideline awareness during scramble plays. Pickups near the out of bounds lines are much more reliable, as are diving ball saves that throw the ball back in play. I've seen some amazing 50-50 ball saves that would make Dennis Rodman and Alex Caruso proud. Whatever. Badges, builds, and takeovers. One of the first things everyone does when they pick up a new version of 2K is experiment with building a new myplayer. This year, the major goals for the player builder were refinement, polish, and balance. You still have complete control to build any type of player you want, but the new builder ensures that all builds, regardless of size or specialty, are fun and balanced. The 5v5 environment used last year to test work in progress player builds is also now accompanied by a 3v3 environment. For new gen players, this is especially useful if you love to hoop on the city courts and want to make sure your player can hang in the streets. Another huge addition to the build system is that animation purchases will now be account bound rather than specific to one save file. In other words, if you purchase an animation for your play shot build, it will then be available to equip on your slasher build, assuming your player meets all their animation requirements. For current gen users, you're no longer limited to pie chart build system for the last couple of years, as it's been replaced with more robust player builder that new gen uses. Okay, so it seems as if when we buy an animation one time, we don't have to buy it again. Wow. So that was in the meeting room for 2K22 and was saved to 2K23. Wow. New gen badge system. The most impactful change when it comes to building players is in the form of a new badge system for new gen. When looking at telemetry, is that how you say that? Telemetry from previous years, we noticed that players often gravitated towards the same badges and as a result became a little overpowered by stacking certain badges together. This year, we're moving to a tiered badge system. There are 16 badges per attribute category, 8 in tier 1, 4 in tier 2, 4 in tier 3. Tier 1 badges are the least powerful for your player, but also cost the least amount of badge points. Costs go up as you climb the tiers and acquire the more impactful badges. The basic idea is that you'll need to equip a certain number of badges in the lower tiers before you can equip badges in the highest. The motive behind this change was to encourage players to make some tough choices when creating their badge recipes, make loadouts more valuable as a feature, and bring better overall balance to the badge game in general. Along with the tiers, we're also introducing core badges, which are 4 unique badge slots, 1 in each attribute category, that can be filled with badges that don't count towards your badge points. Each badge will have a challenge requirement. Once met, will allow the badge to be placed in a core badge slot. We also made several changes to the badges themselves, which are highlighted below. This is what I've been waiting for. The finishing badges. Slithery makes it easier to gather through traffic, avoiding collisions and strips. So that's Slithery finisher. That's what that is. That's back again. Masher increases ability to finish inside layups over defenders. Okay, so that's essentially Fearless Finisher. I'm assuming that's like the new name for Fearless Finisher. Will it work? We'll find out. Aerial Wizard, ability to successfully complete alley-oops and putbacks. Well, that tells me right there, ability to successfully complete alley-oops and putbacks. That means without this badge, you're not catching any lobs. That tells me that in order to catch a lob in this game, you're going to have to equip Aerial Wizard. That's what that tells me. So that means I should see no players catching any lobs, regardless of anything, if you don't have Aerial Wizard on. If you can't get this badge, you cannot throw a lob. It should be a turnover. Should be a straight turnover. That's what I feel like it should be. Bully. Like Giannis and LeBron, able to finish strong by bulldozing through traffic. That badge right there, that seems like a badge that's going to have to get nerfed. It's going to have to get nerfed right there. That's what that seems like, because that seems like that's going to be very overpowered and a lot of dunking going to be going on. We might be playing 21 Next Gen all over again. Just refined. That's what it looks like. Removed badge hook specialist. Well, I don't even know why they have post badges in this game. Nobody really posts up. It's not there. That post game is not. Hook specialist has never worked because hook shots have never worked. Hook shots have always been trash unless you had the Zent. Then they were magical monster. They were magical monsters. That's what they were. Shooting badges. Agent 3. Ability to hit difficult 3-point shots off the dribble. Now, Is that considered off the dribble, like stop and pop off the dribble, or off the dribble like drifters? See, they need to be more specific right there. MIDI Magician, improved ability to knock down mid-range jumpers off the bounce or out the post like MJ. See that right there? That's my badge there. That seems like difficult shots. That seems like a difficult shots looking badge there. That looks like an improved difficult shots. Well, I'm gonna love that badge. If I ever start to play guard, I'm gonna love that badge. Amped, reduces the shooting attribute penalties when fatigued and when moving excessively prior to shooting. That is a badge that seems like after you dribble around 4 times, you won't be penalized, because if you have amped, you'll be able to green that joint as if you're not dribbling for the last 23 seconds. Lovely. Claymore, increases a spot up shooter's ability to knock down catch and shoot jumpers the longer they remain stationary prior to shooting. Space fillers. Space fillers. They looked out for you, space fillers. You got your badge. Space fillers, you got your badge. Claymore. You a Claymore now. Sorry, you don't have to be a space filler anymore, buddy. Your new name is Claymore. You is a Claymore. Who's gonna be a Claymore in 2K23? How many of you gonna be a Claymore? Double Claymores, triple Claymores. Man, they bringing Call of Duty over here to 2K. Shout out to it. Comeback Kid, improved ability to shoot perimeter jumpers when trailing in a game. Well, that just means they're gonna try to close the gap of blowouts, because if you have on Comeback Kid, it will never really be a blowout, because you'll just be Mr. Automatic when you're getting blown out, because you'll be able to close the gap because all your shots get boosted because you're getting blown out. Hand down, man down, makes an outside shooter even deadlier if the opponent fails to get a hand in his face. Well, leave somebody open if you want to. They not gonna miss. That's what that means. They not gonna miss. That right there is sniper. Just titled hand down, man down. That's what that is. That's sniper. The question is sniper gonna be in a game? But that looks like sniper right there. That looks like sniper. Space Creator, formerly a playmaking badge and now boosts the ability to hit step back jumpers and hop shots. Also will cause defenders to stumble more often. So Space Creator has now moved to a shooting badge. It was pretty useless last year, but hey, it might turn out well this year, based off whatever. Limitless Range is back, making shooters more effective with any shot attempt from deep 3-point range. Okay, Limitless Range is back. Cool. Removed badge of Chef. Cool, because that never activated. Hot Zone Hunter. Ooh, okay, they took out Hot Zone. Lucky 7. Mismatched Expert is moved to playmaking. Set Shooter. Good, because I mean, who wants to stand for 2 seconds before shooting? Sniper. Oh, they took out Sniper, but they renamed Sniper in a hand down, man down. You see that there? They renamed it. Don't get fooled. Sniper ain't gone, y'all. It ain't gone. And Limitless Spot Up. Well, the Limitless Range was Limitless Spot Up, but whatever. Now Limitless Range, I guess, gets tied into shooting now. Now Chef and Limitless Spot Up has been combined to Limitless Range. So yeah, D up. We're gonna have to D up top more now. Okay. Playmaking, killer combos, improve the dribbler's effectiveness with size up dribble moves. Basically a combination of last year's quick chain and tight handles. Okay, well, we know every guard is gonna have that on Hall of Fame. Clamp Breaker, helps ball handlers win more one-on-one body bump confrontations to counter the How is clamps getting countered? It didn't work. It didn't work the first time. So how you gonna have a counter for it? Don't worry about it, fellas. All that means is for you people who want to be the perimeter defenders, make sure your clamps is on Hall of Fame. Make sure you equip to Hall of Fame, because Clamp Breaker, I'm telling you what now, right now, if you got clamps on silver, you're cooked. You got clamps on gold, you're cooked. They are gonna be making them YouTubers is gonna be out here making these builds where Clamp Breaker is gonna be on Hall of Fame. So if you ain't got it on if you ain't got clamps on Hall of Fame, I'm telling you right now, leave it alone. Leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. Because you just gonna get cooked anyway. So if you want to even remotely have a chance to play defense this year on the perimeter, put clamps on Hall of Fame. Just put it on Hall of Fame so you can counter clamp breaker. Vice grip improves ball security immediately after securing a rebound, catch, or picking up the ball. Great badge for bigs. Well, we finally got a badge to stop these bundle of sticks from reaching after they shoot some booth in the paint and getting the steal and be able to shoot again. Wow, you actually have to, take a smart shot in the paint instead of thinking you about to get an easy steal. Because I'm about to have vice grip on Hall of Fame. If my build ain't got vice grip on Hall of Fame, I don't want it. Mismatched Expert, formerly a shooting badge. This badge now helps smaller guards break down taller defenders when mismatched one-on-one. Whatever. We know Mismatched Expert. It used to be real overpowered, but according to the definition, it just helps you break down taller defenders. Just helps you break them down. It don't give you no shooting boost over them, which is cool. Removed badges, bullet passer, downhill, glue hand, stop and go. Cool. So downhill's gone. That badge never worked anyway. It worked, but you had to slow down to activate downhill. We know what this game is. They don't allow us to do that. Bullet passer. Well, passing accuracy matters now. I don't need to waste a badge on bullet passer because I want to pass the ball fast. Wow. And glue hands is gone. Wow. So you're telling me I can actually just catch the ball? I can catch the ball. No, I don't have to have a badge to let me catch the ball. Amazing. Stop and go. I don't even know. I don't think that badge has ever even worked. And then they got defense and rebounding. Anchor, a crucial badge for the last line of defense bigs, improves ability to block and contest shots in the paint. So I remember the defensive anchor used to be in the game, and they removed it because they said they did not want it to be centered to a big man's badge. Well, now it's back in the game as a new badge. New is a new badge, y'all. New badge is back in the game. And it's gonna help you block and contest shots. So this is a must-have. Hall of Fame. That's all. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame anchor is what you need. Box out beast. Helps rebounders win box out battles on both ends of the floor, basically. Okay, so they just took box out and then they put worm in it. It looks like they put worm into box out and made it one badge called box out beast. Work horse, the Pat Bev badge. That boosts your ability to hustle down 50-50 balls and play hard-nosed defense without getting tired. So that's tireless defender and hustler put together. That's what that is. We all know that. Glove, named after the legendary defender Gary Payton, helps you strip players as they gather for shots and poke ball free from ball handlers. That is a combination of ball stripper and pickpocket. That's beautiful. I like that. We don't need all these badges separate from one another. Combine badges that are cousins and relatively close together. That's what I like to see. Challenger, improves the effectiveness of perimeter shot contest. Well, Hall of Fame. That's it. Challenger, Hall of Fame. You a perimeter player, Challenger, Gold, Hall of Fame. That's it. That they're telling you right now, if you don't have that badge on a high tier, you ain't contesting nothing. Put it on. It needs to be on Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. Until 2K Lab do their little test and find the most effective thing for it like they did this year, Hall of Fame. Offer it. Remove badge defensive leader. That was probably the most useless badge in the game. And then it goes on to talk about team takeover and AI gameplay, which we really don't care about. And then they have some closing remarks. But yeah, I've just read through the whole thing about this game. And 2K23, my closing remarks on 2K23 thus far from what I've read today is just a I guess we'll have to see. A lot of things sound good. A lot of things are just recycled things that they're bringing back for new people who don't know. A lot of this stuff is recycled. It seems like the pro stick on offense is going to be the way to learn. You're going to have to learn how to use the shot stick now. And Well, we just gonna have to see how the badges go together. But yeah, 2K23 is on the way, and well, yeah. yeah.